By a show of hands, how many of you have heard of Jeannie Robertson and seen some of her videos? Okay, pretty much everyone. But for those of you who haven't, I'll share that Jeannie is an amazing humorist. She is this beautiful 6'2" tall woman with size 11 feet and a Southern drawl. She tells lots of humorous stories about her husband, Jerry, who she affectionately refers to as left brain, or LB for short. For the past 10 or 15 years, I've been a huge fan of Jeannie's. In fact, when I grow up, I want to be Jeannie. But in order to do that, I have to have funny stories of my own to share. And that's always been the question. Where will I get my humor? Well, I'll get my humor from the same place Jeannie gets hers. Well, not the exact same place. Obviously, I don't know left brain well enough to tell stories about him, but I do have a crazy husband of my own who provides me with lots of material. Some of you may recall that a couple of years ago during a division evaluation contest, I provided a humorous speech about my husband, AJ, called Catching the Dreamboat. AJ, my dreamboat, is the equivalent to Jeannie's left brain. I told the story of how Dreamboat had proposed to me, and it went over really well. I got lots of laughs and many compliments afterward. But that was only one story. And if I wanted to follow in Jeannie's footsteps, I really needed to come up with a lot more than just one story. As Jeff mentioned, part of this project is to start building a collection of stories. Toastmasters actually provides a story collection tool for you to enter your stories in. And so that's what I started doing. I immediately came up with 2 or 3, well, actually, there were like 40 stupid things that I remembered AJ doing that would make great humorous stories. And so I began entering those in. I probably could do a whole series of speeches just on the things he's thought he's heard when he's not wearing his hearing aid, or another series on the crazy TV shows that he binge watches. Guys, I gotta tell you, I've been encouraging him to go walking lately because he thinks that I want him to get exercise and get healthy. The truth is, when he goes out and walks, I have control of the remote finally. But as I started thinking back over our 37 years of marriage and the 2 years that led up to that, I realized that I had so many stories, I could only fit in the story collection tool through our first year of marriage. And I want to share one story with you tonight from that time period that's one of my favorites. But first, I'll do as Jeannie always does and provide this disclaimer, and that is, I love my husband very, very much. And if I thought for even 1 second that my telling stories about him would embarrass him or he would have hurt feelings, I wouldn't do it. But AJ knows that I'm joking. I am joking. Well, not about the stupid things he does. He really does a lot of stupid things. The story I want to share happened in 1983 when we first got married. I moved into the house with AJ that he had shared previously with his first wife, who I affectionately refer to as Cruella. Now, Cruella, when she moved out, took pretty much everything off the walls and off the floors and completely emptied the house. So besides that, and the fact that I wanted to put my mark on the house and make it ours as opposed to theirs, I decided to decorate. Dreamboat was fully on board with that. he was happy to help with it, and he helped me paint, and we purchased rugs together. A few weeks into the process, we were nearing the end, and I came home from work one day, and there he was, waiting at the front door for me. He was so proud of himself. He had taken the floral print wallpaper I purchased and wallpapered our bathroom. I had to see this for myself because I was experienced at wallpapering. He was not. When I walked to the back bathroom and looked at the wallpaper, I was pleased to see that the seams matched up nicely, the edges were cut cleanly, and when I ran my hand down the wall, there were no bubbles that he missed. He did a phenomenal job on wallpapering our bathroom. Later that night, I was soaking in a bubble bath, staring at the wall, admiring his handiwork, and then I saw it. Folks, my dreamboat had wallpapered our entire bathroom upside down, upside down. The little bouquets of flowers in the pattern were upside down, flowers down, stems poking up. It reminded me of one of those videos you might see of somebody falling into a barrel and their feet are up in the air and they're kicking like that. That's what it reminded me of. Now, he assured me that the reason he did it that way was because he thought it would make it interesting. But I knew he did not do that on purpose. Let's just say it's a good thing we didn't have computers or the internet back then. Otherwise, I might have Googled and discovered that one website claims that the symbolization of upside down bouquets actually signifies the end of a relationship. And folks, if I didn't love him so much, that right there would have been the end of our relationship. But I did love him, and I do love him, and I didn't kick him out for it. However, he has been banned from doing any decorating projects when I am not home. Of course, that doesn't stop him from getting into trouble in lots of other ways. I have no doubt that if I want to follow in Jeannie's footsteps, I will have plenty of stories coming my way from the Dreamboat Adventures.